Did I do what I needed to do today to quit drinking alcohol? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I wanted to ask the question, or for you to ask yourself the question, did I do what I needed to do today to quit drinking? This is sort of an exercise in your own personal accountability, right? You know, it's a simple question that you can ask yourself at the end of every day, and it's fairly easy to come up with an answer. You know, did you do what you needed to do today to quit drinking? And if you didn't, then there's no point in looking for the solution anywhere else except in yourself. And this is going to be the case for 99.9% of people, 99.9% of your efforts to quit drinking. If you haven't quit drinking on that day, and you ask yourself that one question and start, and listen to the answers, listen to what you have to say, and examine what you did during the day, then I think most people will end up saying, no, I didn't do what I needed to do today to quit drinking. The obvious one is, did you actually put any alcohol into your mouth? That is the first and really the only prerequisite. It's the only surefire way that you know that you did everything that you could to quit drinking. If at the end of the day you didn't put any alcohol in your mouth, regardless of whatever happens in your life, what cravings you've got, what thoughts you had, what excuses you made, how you felt, what kind of a great day or a shitty day you had. If you can answer that one question with, I didn't put alcohol into my mouth, then you did everything that you needed to do to quit drinking, right? If you did drink, it's not the end of the world, right? If you get to the end of the day and you ask yourself this question and you say, well, yeah, I did drink, then you can examine your day and see where you went wrong, right? See what happened in your life, see what happened in your emotions, in your thoughts, in your physical body, what you felt, who you were with, what you did. All these kind of things you can go through and sort of try and deduce what it was that tipped you over and brought you to taking a drink, right? As I said before, it's, once you don't put the alcohol into your mouth, then you've quit drinking. Once you do put the alcohol into your mouth, you haven't quit drinking, right? It's as simple as that. But, some people are just not ready physically and mentally to take the plunge. There's things in your life that you might not have thought about. This is an automatic habit. It's something that happens in response to, there's a trigger, there is the actual behavior of drinking alcohol, and then there is a reward, right? So it's the thing that you get from drinking the alcohol, right? And this sequence is almost automatic, right? So there are so many different areas of your life. I'm going to do a course on this, I think, where you can be triggered. So many different areas, so many different aspects of your life can trigger the behavior, can trigger the drinking, to spark off the thought for drinking. There's more than this. There's a trigger, which might be something outside. Then there's the thought. Then there's, the need or whatever. And then there's the actual going and doing the behavior and pushing yourself towards that. And that, for me, I remember it was like an automatic robot sort of a thing, get me to the pub. And once I got that into my mind, there was very little that could stop me from doing it, right? But there was a sequence of events that happened, and it could be anything. It could be the weather. It could be somebody saying something to you. It could be listening to the radio and hearing somebody talking about something that sparks a memory. The memory sparks a thought. The thought drives you to want to repel that thought, or whatever, I'm saying there's a lot of different areas that can, a lot of different parts of this whole sequence, a lot of different triggers that can trigger the thoughts and the behaviors, and all, you know, lead you to being down the pub and at the end of the day getting pissed, right? Something that you don't want to do anymore. So, you know, at the very least, if you get to the end of every single day and you ask yourself, did I do today what I needed to do to quit drinking alcohol, right? And then start examining the day, and if you did drink, examining what happened. At the very least, you're going to learn something new about yourself, right? You're going to learn something. Put it down in your diary, put it down, write it down somewhere. Get it so that it doesn't happen again. This is something that you can avoid in the future. Once you know these things about yourself, once you know that these things are happening, then you can deal with it, right? You can do something about it. If you don't know it's going to happen, then it's going to sneak up on you, and you know, the automatic behavior can click where you can put into action. And like most automatic behaviors, you know, you're unaware of it until you're actually doing it, right? And the more you get into this, the more you understand yourself, the easier it's going to be. The easier it'll be not only to deal with future behaviors, right? The easier it will be to forecast which types of behavior are going to spark you off, right? And to understand the spark when it happens, right? To understand the trigger when it happens, to be aware of the trigger. You know, the awareness is a part of this whole process that you have to develop, right? You've got to bring the unconscious habit into your conscious awareness, right? And like I say, most of the time it's the trigger happens and it's the subconscious movement towards the behavior and ultimately towards the end reward that matters. You know, this is all that matters at the end of the day, is not the behavior, but what you're trying to get to beyond that, right? Whether it's to relax, whether it's to forget about what you're trying to forget, whether it's to go to sleep or whatever it is. The reward is the ultimate aim. But if you can fine-tune your awareness to popping up, you know, to understanding when these triggers are firing off, right, and to become aware of the trigger as it's firing off, then there's a lot more you can do about it, right? It becomes a lot easier to deal with the triggers, the cravings, the need to get to the end reward, all that kind of stuff, right? So, you know, if you have drank today, if you haven't managed to quit drinking today, then ask yourself that question at the end of every day. Did I do what I needed to do today to quit drinking alcohol, right? And seriously think for, 5 or 10 minutes, just think through the day, think where you went wrong, what it was that happened before you took the drink, and make a mental note of it. Better to write it down because you have a record of it. You can go back. So, these things, sometimes you can forget them, whereas if you've written it down, you can go back over you and think, well, yeah, geez, that happened to me last week as well. Well, this happened to me a couple of weeks ago, or something similar that happened, and you start to build up a picture in your head of what's triggering your drinking, and as I say, knowledge is power. Your own education, is the main thing that you can do is educate yourself, about your habits, about your behaviors, about your triggers and your rewards. So look, simple one today. I hope you got something out of that. If you did, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. Come over to the website and sign up to the newsletter. It's absolutely free. It's a daily email just to remind you of your new journey and hopefully to spur you on to not drink that day. Until next time, stay safe, keep the alcohol out of your mouth. Keep asking yourself that question. Did I do what I needed to do today to stop drinking alcohol? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Onwards and upwards. Take care.